So do you also wish to automatically generate social media content using OpenAI based on the Google search keywords? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we are going to understand how to build AI agent to create engaging social media content using Google keywords. So as a content creator, I want to regularly post content on my social media platforms using OpenAI. So now here my objective is that when I'm going to add a new word in my Google Sheets, then automatically using API by Pabbly, it should search for the relevant keywords, and after that automatically OpenAI should generate the social media content based on that keyword, and after that automatically the content generated should be added in my Google Sheets as a new row. So now here to automate the entire process, I need to connect my Google Sheets with API by Pabbly, OpenAI and Google Sheets again using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So to see the working of this automation and to learn this process step by step, let me all take you to my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I'll show you how to automate social media post ideas using an AI agent powered by Google's suggested keywords. This will help you stay on the top of trends, save time and create engaging content that resonates with your audience. Okay, so as you all know that as a content creator, I often struggle to come up with fresh and engaging content ideas that align with trending topics. So now searching for the relevant keywords manually can be time consuming and I sometimes miss out on popular trends. So by creating an AI agent that uses Google's suggested keywords, I can automate the process of generating social media post ideas. This helps me create timely, relevant content that resonates with my audience. For example, if I manage a fitness page, my AI agent can suggest trending workout tips or nutrition advice based on the popular searches. This automation not only saves time but also ensures my posts stay fresh and engaging, ultimately helping me grow my audience faster. Okay, so here I've already built an automation where I've connected my content keyword Google Sheet with API by Pabbly to search the relevant keywords, OpenAI, and then the social media content Google Sheets. So that whenever I'm going to add a main keyword and the platform over here, then automatically through API by Pabbly, it is going to search for the relevant keywords, and after searching for the relevant keywords, it is going to use OpenAI to generate the content for the each keyword, and after generating the content, automatically that content is going to be updated in our social media content Google Sheets over here. Okay, so now firstly here we are going to see the working of this automation by simply adding a keyword over here. So I'm going to add a main keyword, and here after entering the main keyword, I'm going to select my platform as Facebook over here. So I've successfully added the keyword and the platform over here. So now let's wait for some seconds and then we will hop up to our social media content Google Sheets to see the content generated by OpenAI. So now it's been some seconds. So now let's go and check our social media content Google Sheets. And here you can see we have successfully received a social media content with all the relevant keywords with their specific social media content for the same platform. Okay, so this was all about the working of this automation. And now here in this video, we are going to learn step by step that how you can set up this automation by simply connecting your Google Sheets with API by Pabbly, Iterator, OpenAI and Google Sheets again using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software, and it connects all your favorite apps and makes them work together seamlessly. You can set it up to do things automatically like updating customer info across platforms or sending notifications when something important happens. It's really easy to use and saves you tons of time that you can spend on more important stuff. Okay, so here on the screen you can see Pabbly Connect's homepage, and you can visit it by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect/ira/ in your browsers. And here you can see two options, that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get free 100 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. Now after signing in, here you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. And now this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and here to build my connection I need to create a workflow first. So for that, here I'm going to click on this create workflow button given on the top right corner. Now here in this create workflow dialog box, I have to give a name to my workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as build AI agent to create engaging social media content using Google keyword. And now you have to giving a name to my workflow. It is asking me to select the folder. So here in the left side corner of this dashboard, you can see a folder section under which you can see the multiple folders that I've created with different names names to save my workflows accordingly. So here in this particular case, I'm going to select my folder as automations. You can select the folder as per your need. Also, you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now here to learn how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect, you have to click on this Learn More hyperlink given over here. And by clicking on this, it will take you to a forum window where you can see all the instructions to how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect. Okay, so moving back to my Pabbly's dashboard, and here to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this create button given over here. Now here in this workflow window, you can see we have successfully created a workflow, and here on my screen you can see the two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this, that means action is a response towards a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's make our automation by simply setting up a trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger as Google Sheets, as I am adding new words in my Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is a free web-based spreadsheet program that allows you to create, edit and share spreadsheets online. So in my Google Sheets trigger step, I'm going to select my trigger event as new or updated spreadsheet row, so that whenever we are going to add new detail in our Google Sheets, then automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response, or you can say automatically this entire workflow is going to get triggered. Okay, so now you have to selecting my trigger event. You can see I've received a webhook URL. That means here I'm going to use this webhook URL to connect my Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So following the instructions given below, firstly I'm going to copy this webhook URL. And here I've already logged in my Google Sheets account, and here I've already created a spreadsheet with the name content keyword. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet, and now what here I'm going to do is that I'm going to connect this Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect first. So now here, before moving forward with the connection, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add a keyword over here. So here I'm going to enter the keyword as WhatsApp chatbot. And then here for the platform, I'm going to select my platform as LinkedIn. Okay, so I've successfully entered the detail over here, and now I'm going to connect this Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. So now here to build this connection, what you need to do is that you need to install an add-on in your Google Sheets account, that is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Okay, so now here to get the add-on, you have to click on this extensions, and from here you have to click on this add-ons. Now here in add-ons, you have to select get add-ons. And now here in this Google Workspace Marketplace, you have to search for the add-on, that is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So this is the add-on. And then you have to install this add-on in your Google Sheets in order to connect your Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. Okay, so here you can see it is already installed in my Google Sheets account. So moving back, and after installing this add-on, you have to follow the exact same steps. Okay, so once you have installed the add-on, you have to refresh your Google Sheets, and that's a necessary step. Okay, after refreshing your Google Sheets, you have to click on this extensions again, and from here you have to select Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now here under Pabbly Connect Webhooks, you can see we have received the option for initial setup. So here you have to select that. And now here in initial setup, you can see it is asking me for the webhook URL. So here I'm going to enter the webhook URL that I've received in my Pabbly's workflow. And then here it is asking me for the trigger column. So it says the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So here you can see in my Google Sheet, my last data column is column B. So here I'm going to enter my trigger column as column B. And then I'm going to click on the submit. So you can see setup configured successfully. So now I'm going to click on this send test to receive a test response on this webhook URL. And here you can see it says test data sent successfully. That means we have successfully sent the first row data to our webhook URL. That means to our Pabbly's workflow to test the setup of this webhook. Okay, so now let's go and check our Pabbly's workflow. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the trigger column, spreadsheet name, scrolling little down. Here you can see the sheet name, sheet ID, row index, platform name, and the main keyword that we entered in our Google Sheet. Okay, so with this, we have successfully set up this trigger step. So once we are going to add a new detail in our Google Sheets, then automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. And now after capturing the response from Google Sheets, I want to use that word to search more relevant keywords. I want to search for more relevant keywords for that word to generate more engaging social media content. So now here I'm going to do so by using a feature by Pabbly, that is API by Pabbly. So in this action step, I'm going to select my action application as API by Pabbly. So API by Pabbly is the tool that helps connect different apps and automate tasks by allowing them to share data with each other. So in my API by Pabbly action step, I'm going to select my action event as execute API request, so that after receiving new data from Google Sheets, then automatically API is going to execute the request to extract the relevant keywords from Google. So now here to connect my API by Pabbly with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. And here here you can see we are now successfully connected, and it is asking me to select the action event method. So here for the action event method, I'm going to select the method as get from this drop down menu because I want to retrieve the data from the API request. So for that, I'm going to select my method as get over here, and then here it is asking me for the API endpoint URL. So it says enter the API endpoint URL for the API request. You can add query parameters here. So now here in this API endpoint URL, I'm going to enter the API endpoint URL from which I want to retrieve, or you can say extract the data. So here I'm going to enter my API URL. So here I've successfully added my API endpoint URL, and here you can see my URL is of Google search because I'm going to use Google search keywords to get the relevant keywords over here. So I've successfully added the API endpoint URL, and then here for the payload type, I'm going to select my payload type as JSON over here from this drop down menu, and then here it is asking me for the authentication. So I'm going to give no authentication, so I'm going to select no auth, scrolling little down, and then here it is asking me to add headers or set parameters. So I'm going to set the parameters, so I'm going to tick on this checkbox, and then here it is asking me to enter the label and the value over here. So firstly, I'm going to select a label with the name output over here, as I want to get the output over here, and here for the value, I'm going to enter the value as toolbar because here I want to get the output from the toolbar. Okay, so I've selected the value as well, and now I'm going to add another parameter over here, and this time here for the label, I'm going to enter the label as Q, that stands for query over here, and here for the value, I'm going to enter the word that I've entered in my Google Sheets to get the relevant keywords. So now here, instead of entering that word manually, here I'm going to map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I'm going to map the data from the response that I've received in my trigger step. Mapping makes a text dynamic so that whenever we are going to receive a new word in our Google Sheets, then automatically this previously existing detail will be updated with the new one. So I'm going to map the main keyword over here. So this is the keyword, and now after entering all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received all the relevant keywords in an array format over here related to our main keyword that we entered over here. Okay, so with this, we have successfully set up this action step as well. Okay, so now here after getting the relevant keywords in an array format through API by Pabbly, what we are going to do is that we are going to use another feature by Pabbly, that is iterator by Pabbly, to run this flow for each keyword separately. Okay, so for that, we are going to add another action step over here, and here in this action step, we are going to select the action application as iterator. So iterator is a tool that helps you go through items in a collection or an array like a list or a set one by one. Okay, so in this iterator action step, I'm going to select my action event as process arrays because here iterators are used to process the arrays one by one. Okay, so now here to connect the iterator by Pabbly with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. And now here it is asking me to choose the array. So in this particular field, I need to choose the array which I want to process so that I can get each the values separately. So here I'm going to select the array that I've received in my API by Pabbly's response, and then I'm going to click on this save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the first keyword separately. That means we have successfully set up the action step of iterator, and once we are going to set up entire workflow and we are going to run it in a real time, then automatically it is going to run for each keyword separately. That means it is going to generate the content for each keyword separately. Okay, so this is how iterator works, and with this we have successfully set up this action step as well. Okay, so now after processing the arrays, what we are going to do is that we are going to use OpenAI to generate the content based on the keyword that we have received through API by Pabbly. So for that, I'm going to add another action step over here, and here I'm going to select my action application as OpenAI. So OpenAI is a company that develops advanced AI tools and models like ChatGPT. People use OpenAI to create content, write code, answer questions, and even generate creative ideas. So in my OpenAI action step, I'm going to select my action event as ChatGPT. So that using OpenAI's ChatGPT, automatically it is going to generate the social media content based on that Google search keyword. Okay, so now here to connect my OpenAI with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Again, here to build a new connection, connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your OpenAI account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, it is asking me to enter the token. So following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my OpenAI account. And here in my OpenAI account, I'm going to click on this API keys given in the left side bar. And here under API keys, you can see all the existing keys over here. So I'm going to generate a new API key over here by clicking on this create new secret key. And then I'm going to give a name to my API key, that is Google keyword. And then here for the project, I'm going to select default project, and then I'm going to click on this create secret key. And here you can see this is our API key, so I'm going to copy it, moving back to Pabbly's workflow. And here I'm going to paste the API token. Now here after successfully entering the API token, I'm going to click on the save given over here. And here you can see we are now successfully connected, so moving forward. And then here is asking me to select the AI model. So by clicking on this drop down menu, you can see all the AI models available. So in this particular case, I'm going to select my AI model as GPT-4, as I want to use this particular AI model to generate the social media content for my social medias based on the Google search keyword. Okay, so this is the AI model, and then here it is asking me to enter the prompt. So in this prompt field, I need to enter the prompt that I want to give to ChatGPT to generate a social media content for me. So I'm going to enter a prompt. Alright, so here you can see that I have successfully added a prompt over here, and here in my prompt I have left the space for platform, suggested keyword, and the main keyword. So now here I'm going to enter all of these details. That means here I'm going to map all of these details. So here for the platform, I'm going to select the platform that I've selected in my Google Sheets. And here for the suggested keyword, I'm going to map the suggested keyword that I've received from API by Pabbly. That means a separate keyword that I've received in my iterative response. And here for the main keyword, I'm going to map the main keyword that I've entered in my Google Sheets, scrolling a little down. And also you can see the instructions that I've added for AI to generate a relevant content for me. So now I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received a successful content generated for that particular keyword. Okay, so with this, we have successfully set up this action step as well. So once we have generated a new content through OpenAI for that relevant keyword, then automatically I want to update all the details in my another Google Sheet, that is social media content. Okay, so for that, I'm going to add another action step over here. And here in this action step, I'm going to select my action application again as Google Sheets. And here in this Google Sheets action step, I'm going to select my action event as add a new row. And now here to connect my Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Again, here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Google Sheets account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on the sign in with Google. Here I'm going to select my desired account. And here I'm going to click on this allow and give access to Pabbly as your data is secured with Pabbly. Authorization successful. So you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and here for the spreadsheet, I'm going to select my sheet that I've created with the name social media content. And here for the sheet, I'm going to select sheet 1. And then here is asking me for the main keyword, searched keyword, content generated, and the platform. So basically these are the fields that I've entered in my Google Sheets. So now here again, I'm going to map all these details. So here for the main keyword, I'm going to map the main keyword from the response that I've received in my Google Sheets trigger step. So this is the main keyword. Here for the searched keyword, I'm going to map the keyword from the iterator step. And here for the content generated, I'm going to map the content generated through OpenAI. So this is the content generated. And here for the platform, I'm going to select my platform that I've received in my Google Sheets response. And now here after entering all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response. That means we have successfully added a new detail in our Google Sheets. So now let's go and check it. And here you can see we have successfully added new detail over here where we have added the main keyword, searched keyword, content generated for that keyword, and the platform. So with this, we have successfully set up our entire automation. So once we have set up the entire automation, let's try to run this entire automation in real time once again. So for that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on this Google Sheets. And now here, before adding another keyword over here, I'm going to perform another very important step to capture the response in Pabbly Connect. So for that, you have to click on this extension extensions again, and from here you have to select Pabbly Connect webhooks. Now here under this Pabbly Connect webhooks, you have to turn on this send on event, and by turning it on, you're going to receive the instant response in Pabbly Connect whenever we're going to add a new detail in this Google Sheets. Okay, so we have successfully turned it on. So let's go and check it, and here you can see we have successfully turned it on. And now I'm going to enter another keyword over here. So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the keyword as lead ads. So I've added the keyword, and here I'm going to select my platform as Facebook. Okay, so here I've successfully added a new detail. So now let's wait for some seconds over here. And now it's been some seconds, so now let's go and check our social media content Google Sheets. And here you can see we are receiving new social media content line by line for the relevant searched keywords over here with the content generated and the platform name. That means with this, we have successfully tested the real-time example of this automation. And now here, let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken our trigger as Google Sheets and our action as API by Pabbly, iterator by Pabbly, OpenAI and Google Sheets again. So that whenever we are going to add a new main keyword in our Google Sheets, then automatically using API by Pabbly, it is going to execute the API request and search for the relevant keywords. And after searching for the relevant keywords, it is going to use iterator by Pabbly to process the array and extract the keywords one by one. And after that, automatically using OpenAI, it is going to generate the social media content for each relevant keyword. And after generating the content, it is going to automatically add all the details in our Google Sheets as a new row. Okay, so these were the steps to how to build AI agent to create engaging social media content using Google keywords. I hope these steps were clear to you. Now, if you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. So now if you have any doubt, then you can email us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any query, then you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can simply visit our website, that is www.pabbly.com. So now if you liked our video, then please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.